Hi, Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Nur Amani Nasuha binti Anwar. I'm a Science Biodiversity Management student at S255. I am going to present a case study entitled Survival in a Vertical Desert. This case study is written by Ashiq Ahmad. In the northern Pakistan, the Pamirs are the most famous mountain convergence zone in the world. It is the largest mountain convergence zone that was formed by the convergence of the Tian Shan Mountains, the Karakoram Mountains, the Himalayas, the Hindu Kush Mountains, and the Jeter Sulaiman Mountains. It lies in the hinterland of Eurasia and extends across China, Tajikistan, and Afghanistan with an area of more than 100,000 km square. In 1975, the national government of Pakistan proposed the Kunjerab National Park that would exclude traditional grazing use of the land, and this proposal triggers the local people around that area. The conflict arises when a part of the traditional grazing land had been included within the core of the park and that access to this land are denied to the villagers. This proposal received huge local opposition. Moreover, compensation for the loss of grazing rights that promised previously by the government has never been delivered. Therefore, illegal grazing and poaching in the park increased and resulting in the decline of wildlife. This issue clashes between local people, including the Shimsali and Gojali, and government officials. With the collaboration of the International Union for Conservation of Nature (IUCN), the United States Park Service, and local and federal government agencies, a workshop was held to discuss the existing park situation, develop certain management guidelines, and stress the needs for preparing a detailed management plan for the park. We can see how this conflict arises when both parties have different goals toward Kunjerab National Park. To settle it down, a good conflict resolution process is applied to really understand each other's needs, develop alternatives, and to reach a mutual agreeable solution. There are three general principles that should be applicable to most protected area conflicts. As the local concern is to protect the grazing land, they decided to defend their position instead of trying to understand, identify, and exploring a variety of options that might satisfy the interests of both parties. The resolution must come out with efforts to involve all affected stakeholders, which are the locals and national government, in a fair process. Next, understand the power that various stakeholders have and take that into account when trying to resolve a conflict. In this case, here are the powers involved. After the principle, then we move on to framework. A long-term structured framework is built with few strategies designed to address specific issues that can arise. The conflict resolution process started by focus on restoring the trust of the local people before preparing the management plan. Plenty of meetings and dialogues were held in a long period as an attempt to assess the nature of conflict and to discover additional information that might help the resolution. In January 1992, an agreement was signed by representatives of local administration, park authorities, and local communities. This agreement formed the basis of a management plan which was presented to the government, representatives of the local communities, and all provincial wildlife departments in May 1994. The plan introduced a floating zone system which will ultimately merge into a permanent zoning system and allows traditional grazing rights in places where the native wildlife species or the range of vegetation is not threatened. What can be concluded for this case is the plan was prepared with the hope that when benefits of the park are felt and received by the adjoining villages, the rest of the park communities would also agree to accept by the rules and regulations of the park. The plan is seen as a valuable addition to Pakistan conservation efforts, and it is hoped that it will be simple to implement because it was developed in conjunction with all key authorities and local populations. If you have any questions or confusions, or even if you want to add some information regarding this case study, you can leave the comment down below. Thank you, that's all from me.